Former spokesperson, Nigeria Air Force, Sadiq Shehu has hinted at the possible repercussions of retiring over 100 major generals from the armed forces of Nigeria. Daily Post reports that over 100 generals in the army, comprising major generals, brigadiers general, and some colonels, were recently told to proceed on retirement by the military authorities. The signal, which gave July 3rd, 2023 as the deadline for the officers to retire from the service, cuts across the Army, Navy, and Air Force, and follows the appointment of new service chiefs by President Bola Tinubu. Speaking on the matter, Sadiq, who was on Arise television program on Friday, faulted the process of promoting officers into major generals. According to him, it is not ideal to have over 300 major generals for the president to pick from, citing the consequences of others that will be forced to proceed on retirement. He noted that retiring about 100 major generals may have a way of crumbling the Nigeria military. He said, if you follow the structure of the military pyramid, whoever is the president and commander-in-chief, you have already given him a few numbers of top quality officers that he can choose from. A situation where the president comes and he has over 300 major generals to pick from, you have not helped him. The problem is not the president himself. In fact, if you look at the literal meaning of Section 217, on the appointment of service chiefs as it is now, the president can even pick a colonel and say, this is my service chief. He picks whoever he wants. The structure of the Nigerian military is bloated. No other country can afford to retire 100 major generals without crumbling their military. This is what a Sadiq is saying. Well, whichever way, I hope they know exactly what they are doing, because even with all the policies and what have you they have done, many, all of them are crying, and many policies, many be signed. At the end of the day, no results. It does not have it reflects to the good living or the standard living of the people. And some a lot of reactions here and there. And someone is saying the United States have over 1 million active military personnel, but has about only 80 generals, while Nigeria has about 200,000 military personnel with over 300 generals. What an irony. Wahala deal. Generals only looting. What are they doing? How many of them have helped Nigeria? Please let them go home and enjoy their loot. Some of us leave army not because we are tired, but the way they cheat other rank. Please, Oga, no good deal. Do you know how much the country will spend to pay them off? Their pension and gratuity, what of their personal aid? Do you also consider the salary increase for the ones that will be promoted to new ranks and the allowances accrued to them? What of their training and the money spent on training the retired officers? Better now than later, they are just too many. How many countries have 350 generals? Nigeria. You forgot Nigeria and Nigeria. Blame the military for their misfortune. They are deep in politics and politicking, using religion and nepotism for promotions and appointments. Buhari service chiefs were politicians in military uniform, using Islam as an instrument of promotions. No country promotes over 100 generals without good reason. Go and sit down, noisemaker. Jerry Rawlings of Ghana even killed up to 30 senior army, not just retired. Who be this? What are you insinuating? You have a questionable character. Yes, this is very wrong. Very wrong. The law needs to be amended. After training a person to a high rank, you get him retired for no reason. That is to say, if a PhD holder is appointed, a VC professor should resign. Nigeria, so they should continue even with the aid of walking stick while in office. Maybe we ask people like Obasanjo and the rest before them to return to service. How many people know say that they work with talking stick? People just talk what they don't know, or what they don't understand at all. Is unfortunate. There is a retirement age for every office holder and military officers inclusive, but when you force them to retire before their time, what have you achieved? I think this is the reason why Shiore is saying that there is a rumor that some of them want to overthrow Tinubu, so that's why he quickly did what he did. This country, Nigeria, the more you look, the less you see. What do Nigerians get from the 300 army generals apart from corruption? Ask him continuously until he can justify their services to the national security architecture. If you know the country retire 100 military generals and survive it, what in your considered opinion should be done to mitigate the current situation? You also contend that the problem is not that of the president but a policy of the army. As the president, could he even choose a colonel in place of generals? Then what happens to generals in a case where a colonel is chosen in view of the command structure of a military? Should the general coexist with a junior rank who is appointed chief of army and defense staff? Like somebody said, politics don't enter. They don't scatter the whole thing.